Hi guys, this is Kacee. Thanks for tuning in. We have your daily reading for Thursday, February 18th, 2021. We're going to start with the Spirit Messages Oracle deck. This past week, we've done some readings that are really connecting from one day to the next. And these are specific readings, so you're either going to resonate with them or you're not. My hope is that you do get something out of the message that helps with your situation or your journey. The last few days we've been talking about making decisions, reflecting upon past decisions, getting the confirmation that we made the right decision or are making the right decision. There's been some grief, there's been some healing. So let's pull some cards today to see what Spirit wants us to know. I've been resonating with each and every reading so far. Okay, guys, we're coming in with a child's love. And the card reads, a love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as part of us, and from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest part of our hearts. Wow, that is a beautiful, beautiful card. And I'm going to pull some tarot before I go any further because I'm not sure if it's tying in with yesterday's reading or if this is a fresh message for today that someone needs to hear. Okay, we have the King of Cups, King of Wands, and the High Priest. Holy moly. Look at all that male energy. Strong, decisive, heartwarming, intuitive. Eight of Swords in reverse, Knight of Swords in the upright, and then we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So if I'm basing this off of yesterday's reading where the father's love was coming in really, really strong, I'm saying that there is a connection with a child with someone that has passed over, and they're just trying to reach out to let the children know that they still love them from the other side. Over here is a very strong energy, very determined, knowing what they want, very loving, creating an environment that was very, very secure, something that was true and tried. There was a lot of homey feeling with this particular trio. There was a lot of spirituality or religion in the household. There was a lot of tradition in the household as well. Now, when these cards come up here, the Eight of Swords, taking the blinders off, moving forward with the Knight of Swords, but we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and this is telling me, because it's opposite of these two kings, that there was a change, that this particular energy was not able to provide for his family the way he was supposed to. And I'm saying he because of all the male energy. It doesn't have to be a male, but that's the energy I'm picking up on. I'm picking up on a father and a child's relationship, that if it's still here in the physical, that there needs to be some kind of balance because the balance is upset now. I'm going to pull some more cards. If this is in relation to the reading from yesterday, this energy is still trying to reach out to the children just to let them know that they're thinking of them, that love never dies, that energy is still connected. So I want to go ahead and pull some more cards to kind of get clearer on the message today. Seven of Swords, a fight that they wanted to fight, protecting what was theirs because of what they're making. I see this is a very huge protection card on top of the Kings and the High Priest. Protecting what was theirs. Another male energy, guys, if you notice. The Eight of Swords being a female and taking the blinders off makes me think that there was a conflict in regards to a way of life, thinking, the way things changed and taking the blinders off and seeing things for how they truly were, and moving on with that with the Knight of Swords, getting that mental clarity and putting things back in order, even though the King of Pentacles, excuse me, is upside down. Wow, check it out, guys. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. This on top of the Eight of Swords, and then the Knight of Swords is telling me that there was a lot of conflict between the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So this may have to do with maybe a separation in a marriage or a long-term relationship. This could have to do with a separation where someone has passed over, but there's an imbalance there at odds. It wasn't, ooh, I'm sorry. Stop mid-sentence for these guys that fell on my lap. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands in reverse, and then the Nine of Swords. A lot of stress over this breakup of a relationship. A lot of it. It was very unhappy. Although you see that there is a new beginning somewhere, starting fresh, starting over, even though it's not what you thought it was. You've lost a lot of friends during this time. People have kind of stepped away, and it could be because of the times we live in right now, or it could be that there was a separation of family and people had to kind of take sides, so to speak. Nine of Swords is talking about all that stress and anguish, but keep in mind, even though that is very intense with the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Eight of Swords is very important here, because that's where you get rid of all that. You walk away from that. You start to see things a little bit more clearly, and you get a new perspective for that new journey. So no, not all is lost, and you have to remember that when you're going through one of the hardest times. I feel for a lot of you guys, there is a divorce and there's children involved, and the kids are missing the non-custodial parent. There's co-parenting. There's a lot of adjustments going on. There's a lot of conflict between the two adults. And it does get very stressful. But know that during all of this, there are good points. There are things that you're healing from. There's things that you're doing that are going to make your new foundation better. So keep that in mind. I love how this card here is protecting the family in the past, because that protection will still be there. It will just be different. This is a huge adjustment. Oh, Knight of Pentacles in the upright. Two of Swords. And Five of Cups. This doesn't surprise me, because the Knight of Pentacles is new beginnings, things that are solid. You're building from a new foundation with the Ace. Something new and wonderful, something that you do want to protect on that aspect as well. But there's a lot of confusion. You know, the Two of Swords with the Five of Cups in reverse. You have to make a decision, and you've agonized it over it long enough, and then the Five of Cups comes in reverse, and you finally make your decision. You finally decide what it is that you want. You're not going to go back and forth and try to do the pros and cons anymore. You're going to just realize what is best for you and your family, and you're going to take advantage of the new opportunities that are coming in for you. This is very, very powerful right now. So if you're in a breakup with or without children, and there's negotiations and there's parting of ways, know that the decisions you make are the right ones. Listen to your intuition. You know, you spend enough time trying to make this work and trying to figure it out, and then you come to the point that you realize that it's just not going to work the way you want it to, and all you're doing right now is hurting each other. And that's important to know, that you are making the right choice, even though it's an extremely hard one. Alrighty, we have things falling on the floor, so bear with me 1 second. Oh, look at this. King of Swords in reverse, the Hangman in reverse, and then we have the Chariot. It's not going to be easy. Last one on the bottom of the deck, I have to show you that. Seven of Pentacles. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really rough going. There's going to be some times that people are cranky and they're not going to be very giving, and they're not going to be very balanced in the negotiations. And you have to think of things from a different perspective. You have to stand up on your own 2 feet and not sit in limbo. You have to take charge of what's going to happen. You have built a foundation for yourself, and you're going to build a new one. You're going to have new opportunities to build on this 7, but you've come very, very far. So when you look back and you do that contemplating that you did over here, you realize that you have more to offer just for yourself than you think you do. And that's a very good feeling, that you have more stability than you thought, because the panic part of the 9 of Swords goes away, and you start thinking clearly, and you start thinking more from a different perspective. And this is now more of a business partnership that's being dissolved versus a relationship, and then the children of your customers, so to speak, and you have to look out for them. You have to put their needs first. And I think that you figure all this out, even though it's very, very hard. And the transition from what you had to what you are going to build on your own is a little scary, and you have to kind of put yourself out there in a way that you're not used to, or you haven't in a long time, but know that you are able to do it. You know, you have to stand on your own 2 feet, and you will be able to move forward, and it will come fast. The energy will come, the opportunities will come. Just keep the faith, because you have a good grounding from where you're basing this new opportunity from. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I hope the messages help. Leave me a comment, like and subscribe. I would love to have you back. Take care.